Starting off, what did you make of the performance overall?
Yeah, I thought a really good performance. You know, I think we controlled the game from start to finish. Obviously, it would have been nice to maybe put the game to bed a little bit earlier with a few chances just off the post there. But no, overall, great team performance. Like I say, a clean sheet, which is important. And then, yeah, obviously, it's a great start to a busy week.
How crucial was the timing of that first goal for you?
Yeah, obviously, whenever you score just before half-time, it gives you a little boost. I thought we controlled the game well, but we just needed that goal. And then, yeah, it took us into half-time with a good feeling. And I thought we'd come out second half with a real intensity again to try and finish the game off. And it was nice to get that second goal.
A lot of motivation all round at the minute, but that goal for you put you one ahead of Mo Salah in the race for the Golden Boot. Is that in your mind?
Well, I think for me, as a striker, of course, I want to score goals. I want to try and help my team as much as possible. But going into this week, the most important thing is trying to get 3 wins, seeing how far we can finish come the end of the season. So it's a great start to the week. Obviously recover well and then go again Wednesday.
Are you trying to avoid that Europa League conference spot at all costs?
We're just trying to finish as high as possible. That's the aim. Like I said, all we can do is win our games. We started well today. And then where we finish is where we finish.
Have you set any individual targets in terms of number of goals that you think might win it for you?
No, not really. You know, I take each game as it comes. Like I say, it's nice to get on the score sheet today. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday.
Thanks very much, Harry.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well, he says he isn't, but we all know he wants to win the Golden Boot, don't we, Tim? And when that goal went in the first half, you said he wants that Golden Boot.
There was never any doubt. He timed his run really well. But he's ahead at the moment. Mo Salah's going to play later on. They play against West Brom. He'll be looking to take the match ball home, I'm sure. But Harry's ahead at the moment, and he'll continue trying to fire the goals. See, he takes ice back with that first run, and he doesn't recover from that. And his body shape's all wrong, but Harry's is all right. And he sits a couple of them down there, and he just waits for the goalkeeper to dive as well. And just look at his first run. If you pick up Kane there, Saiss has got his eye on him. You can see him. He takes him in. And that allows him to come back out, then reassess, then his body shape's correct. Saiss has to spin himself round to try and get back. Cody tries to recover it as well. And once Harry takes possession of that ball, you know he's just going to score. There's inevitable the outcome there, Andy.
Yeah, Hoover's just got himself in a bad position there in that right-back area. He's the one who actually just played Harry Kane onside, but you're right. And I think because Højbjerg's got time on the ball, I think Harry Kane recognised that. And what I love about him, look, he's never the quickest, but once he gets the wrong side of centre-halves, his technique, his upper body strength, he then protects the ball. He's always going to get away. Tim mentioned he's a bit like Alan Shearer in that respect. Al was not the absolute quickest, but once he was away from defenders, tough to stop. Tough to stop him from getting a shot on target. And Harry Kane does beautifully there. There
weren't many clear chances in the first half, but it was a really lively start to the second half from Tottenham, where they got their second and doubled their lead.
Yeah, I mean, Hoover does terribly, you know, a couple of times there. Reguilon does brilliant. And Son just rolls it to Gareth Bale. Great strike. Patricio has to do better. But Højbjerg just follows it up. He anticipates the goalkeeper's going to palm it out. But you cannot shepherd that one out, Andy. No, you've got to be a lot more solid with your challenge there. Reguilon does great, and then just watch Højbjerg. He's on the move. He's on the move as the ball actually rolls to Gareth Bale. He's on the move, anticipating there might be something for him. Great play from the left back, and that was the goal that effectively clinched the game. But Wolves are second best. Wolves haven't got anything at the top of the field at the moment, apart from the blistering pace of Adama Traore. They're very short. So Spurs, this was as comfortable as it gets. I'm pleased for Højbjerg. He's got an assist and a goal today. You know, and shortly after, he changed his shirt because he had a nosebleed because he found himself in the box. So, listen, he's got more to his game. And he was restricted under Jose. He did a very good job sitting in front of the 2 centre-backs. I think he has to show us a little bit more, and I think he's capable of that.
That 2-0 victory for Tottenham Hotspur means they move into 6th in the Premier League table, above West Ham, after they failed to take all 3 points at the Amex last night. That means they're currently in one of those Europa League spots. And next up for Tottenham, they've got a game on Wednesday. That one's at home to Villa, and then they finish the season away to Leicester. Will they still be in one of those Europa League places come the end of the season?
I think they will. Yes, I do. I think they will. Don't ask me exactly which games they're going to win, Jules, and how they're going to do, because the last game against Leicester is going to be a tough one. I'm expecting them to beat Villa. But I think Spurs will get there by hook or by crook. Somehow they'll get it done.
All right, well, there we go. Tim, Andy, thanks for your company this afternoon. 2 matches down. Tottenham lead Wolves by a 1-0 at the break at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A very important goal just before half-time scored by Harry Kane. But for all the attacking talent on the pitch, Andy, it was actually a fairly quiet first half until towards the end.
Absolutely right. There've been 1 or 2 moments where it kind of elevated a bit, but it had been quite tame and quite end of season-ish, if you like. And then right up until that last couple of minutes, when all of a sudden everything started happening, we could have had 2 or 3 goals in the space of nothing. This was this corner that Celso whips in. Rui Patricio under pressure from Harry Kane, flaps at that a bit, and they deal with that. Then the goalkeeper goes walking. The ball hasn't gone out. Comes flying back in, and Connor Cody does brilliantly twice there to deny him, Tim.
We all thought that was in, didn't we, Tim?
Yeah, when this goes up in the air, you see Harry Kane, he catches him on the chin with his elbow, but Connor does brilliant. He goes behind Patricio, try and protect his goal. But not only, you look at him live there. So Lo Celso does brilliant, tries to bend it in the near post. He knows Patricio is remonstrating with the referee, and he does brilliantly twice, Connor Cody. But that causes panic. Yeah. And I don't think they settled from that. That was 42 and a half minutes in the game, and we're waiting for the game to set alight. I don't think they reset themselves. I think they're all over the place, especially the back four and the goalkeeper. And there wasn't calm enough when it come to it. And the goal, when it come, was a very, very good goal. But we know Harry Kane's going to score as soon as he gets in, Andy.
Yeah, as soon as he gets into these sort of situations, you never fancy he's going to miss. He shows great composure and knows exactly what he's going to do. From a Wolves point of view, that back line just gets out of shape. 2 centre-halves are in front of the right-back at the top of the screen, Hoover, and that allows Harry Kane just to drift in behind. Lovely finish.
It was a great pass from Hoover, but there's no pressure on the ball. When there's no pressure on the ball, you have to drop as a defence. They don't do that. And Harry just takes the time. He's never rushed by anyone. He finishes that when he's finished with it, and he just sticks it past Patricio. He doesn't even look up once. He knows that the goalkeeper's lying down, and he knows he's just going to slide it past him. That is world-class.
Yeah.
Without doubt, Tottenham have the best players, but they haven't got a good team. They got the best players who are going to do enough by winning because they've got Kane, because they've got Bale, because they've got Son. It's not a good team performance. But you know what? When you play against teams like Wolves and like Aston Villa in the next game, you probably don't need to be the best team.
Harry Kane's 22nd goal of the season. He's now 1 ahead of Mo Salah in the race for the Golden Boot. That's something he wants to win every year, Andy.
Yeah, and I admire him for the fact that he wants to get himself out. He wants to play every game. Harry Kane, you know, he has injury problems. He has them every season, but he always gets himself back as quick as he can. Wants those goals. Wants to win the Golden Boot. Wants to score the bulk of the goals for his team. So that has to be admired.
Where has the main threat from Wolves come in that first half?
Traore, when Tottenham have the ball, is when Wolves are at their biggest threat. When they nick the ball and he bursts through holes, like he sees the space. I mean, his pace is ridiculous. And he gets through. Good awareness of players on the outside of him there, gives it to Silva at the right time, and the boy just drags his shot. It's almost identical to the next move, Andy, but you wouldn't want to mark this guy, would you? I mean, how can you defend against him?
And all Spurs are doing the right thing. All they can do is drop away and then maybe get to the edge of the box. Do you know, if I was Adama Traore, I'd be tempted to keep going on my own. Yeah. Keep going on your own. When he's at full flow like that, he's never 100% sure exactly which way he wants to move, which way he wants to go, but so difficult to try and stop him. Almost impossible. I just think he needs to be a little more selfish there. Take the shot.
The strikers have to be brighter. Yeah. You know, have to create some space, vacate the area so he can drive on a 1v1. Yeah. Because Alderweireld on both occasions is backing up. The last thing he wants him to do is take him on. But because Silva goes there, he almost creates bodies around. So if he goes past Alderweireld, someone else can take care of him. He needs to vacate the area, Silva, leave Traore 1v1, and you would back him to beat Alderweireld and put the ball in the back of the net.
Without Raul Jimenez on the pitch, they're just missing that front man, aren't they? They were sixth before his injury, Wolves.
Fabio Silva is a young man and came for a lot of money. And it's very early days in his career and certainly in his Premier League career. He still finds it difficult to really get up with the tempo of the game. So look, they missed that point in their attack. It's not easy for them, but they've just got to try and keep going. Adama Traore is the way for them to defend and get out unbelievably quickly. It's just who can help him at the top of the field.